Francesco, the 200 hit another record today during the day. Where's the positive sentiment coming from?
Yeah, look, well, we've got a solid lead out of the US, so that's always going to be positive into the Open. Open stronger, it fell away, and now it's starting to claw its way back. Look, most sectors are positive, being led mainly by the resources, the energy stocks and utilities. Detracting a little bit from this is the healthcare and industrial. So CSL's off a bit today. There's a broker report out that plasma collections are going to be down a bit. Obviously, that's COVID related. And transport stocks in the industrials are down a bit. Probably still, obviously relating to the COVID and the Delta strain, and more concerns locally than internationally, I would suggest. Reporting season's underway. There's a few companies that are reporting. We'll get right into it next week, and then the following week there'll be a raft of results out. But so far we've seen Rio report. Look, the results were slightly ahead of broker expectations, but very, very strong compared to previous year. Dividend growth was significantly strong as well. Today, GUD put out their results as well. Solid result, but no guidance. Their stock's off about 3%. So I think a lot of it's being driven by the resources sector and expectations of solid dividends there.
Speaking of profit reporting season, as you mentioned, it's just started. What are you expecting from it? What are the themes?
Yeah, look, at odds, we're expecting a fairly solid reporting season, probably better than previous years. And really with the backdrop of COVID, it's very surprising. We expect earnings trends to remain strong. Dividend projections to see them start to recover. We saw a lot of companies last year cut dividends and even not pay dividends, and we'll start to see that come back as the realisation that earnings weren't cut as hard as they could have been. And I think a bit of guidance, or the lack of guidance, and that's all related to the COVID and the Delta strain. It is hard for some companies to put out guidance if they're uncertain what the economic backdrop's going to look like. But I think a big theme there is M&A activity. We're into full swing. Allsearch and Santos proposed a merger this week, or increased their merger proposal. And then there's a bit of demerger activity as well. We so recently said Woolies and Endeavour Drinks, AGL are talking about their demerger, and there is a bit of speculation around that BHP might demerge their oil and gas division.
And speaking of mergers, we can't go past that huge takeover of Afterpay, $39 billion from Square in the US, the biggest in Australia ever. Is there still a bit of a hangover in the market from it?
Look, I think there is a little bit. Obviously, Afterpay share price is now being driven by the share price of Square's. It will list here in Australia once the deal has been finalised. But yeah, look, I think there are a number of investors out there that are trying to identify the next potential acquisition in the technology sector. Look, there's a lot of new technology stocks in our market at the moment. Some good, some not so good. I think investors are out there just trying to pick through the teeth of that and identify which ones are going to be the next targets.
This On The Money stream is provided for informational purposes only. The content in this stream should not be understood as constituting advice or a recommendation. It's not personal advice, and it doesn't consider your personal circumstances or objectives. You should contact a licensed professional before making any financial decision.